Hello and welcome to the NARL Season 13 Daytona broadcast. Just gonna be me in the booth for this one. I don't think anyone else is interested in doing this race, so it's gonna be me in the booth. I believe 48 laps tonight, and about 19 laps on a tank. Gonna be interesting. Last week we seen Noah Dikant win at Iowa. They had a pretty good race there. Now I did say last week that Noah Daytona was the first person to break the streak of um, single, or what would be a good way to word that? So basically, you know how you have a season where every race has a different winner? Well, that streak I said was broken by Noah Daytona last week. I was wrong. It was actually broken the week before by Kyle Watts. So, um, an unfortunate lack of knowledge from me. So, womp womp to myself. Regardless, we're here tonight, Daytona, and there's two multi-winners coming into this race. We're about halfway in the season. I believe this is race 7, so this would count as halfway. Got a lot to go ahead. We got a lot going ahead this season so far. Thomas Troxel won the season opener last time we went to a not road course, but a plate track, and it's going to be interesting to see tonight. KT, I don't think he's going to be returning to NARL. He is talking about potentially making a return to the booth for CCRS. So if you like listen to KT, I think he's got has some good insight for when he is able to do CCRS when he does return to the booth. You might see him for IFAR as well, but we'll see how that goes. Speaking of IFAR, tomorrow is not going to be IFAR Daytona road course. That I don't know is going to be the week after either, due to the Rolex 24. So I'll just go by word of mouth on that, and by whatever Alexander Gonzalez Green says on that. However, tomorrow I'm going to try to broadcast the Scrubtona 60, a special event hosted by George Uriarte and Duel, who both helped me commentate the IFAR Daytona 250 broadcast. So hopefully that goes well tomorrow. That'll be, I believe, starting at. Actually, I don't know what time it's starting at, to be dead honest with you, but I'll make an event earlier in the day. That way, if y'all want to watch that instead of Corsa event, basically it's just going to be GT3 cars racing around the Daytona road course instead of Corsa. Now, the reason I say it's not set in stone is because I have yet to download a set of Corsa again, so that, and also with the mind that I've never broadcasted or used the free cam or broadcast, or like, I mean, I've used it on replays, but like in live race, I've never really messed with the Assetto Corsa stuff on that. So I believe it's a learning curve I can learn within the span of 20 hours. So hopefully that goes well. Well, we were talking about all that. We do have our point standings. As you can see, Noah Daytona has extended their points lead by about 5 points over Gino Bononi. Again, keep in mind drop races are going to start coming in a little bit later this season, or not a little bit later this season specifically, but a little bit later on. We're currently at race 7 out of 12, so around race 8 or 9, we'll see. I think probably race 9 we'll start seeing those drop races come into effect, and that will set the pace for our championship battle, which right now is pretty close. Right now, we'll see how that goes after tonight for sure, as some of those guys, pardon me, may be using this race as a drop race because Daytona, it's pretty unpredictable. A lot can happen. But you can see Noah Daytona currently 7-point lead after their win last week at Iowa. Gino Bononi still holding on strong with 7 points back, and his win at Vegas. And then Kyle Watts also 2 wins this season, 15 points back. Cole Rodriguez 60 points back. He's I think drop race is going to go in his favor. We'll see how he does. Our Talladega winner, Mr. Thomas Troxel, P5 in the standings. League Owner Cameron Jamison holding on P6 in the standings. Steph Thomas has also been holding on strong with right behind Cameron Jamison most of the season. 104 points back from the leader. He's holding on P7 on the standings. P8 in standings, Trevor Davis. P9 in standings is Brandon Beal. We talked about him a lot in terms of his consistency. We'll see if that prevails again tonight, or if Daytona is going to bite him. Or, well, actually, figuratively speaking, Daytona could bite literally anybody. And, yeah, we're going to find that out for sure. John Felber holding on to steady P10. He'll probably drop back in the standings as he unfortunately ended up on the penalty report after Iowa. Jared Cook, 11th in the standings. Garson Moyoung, 12th in the standings, despite their lackluster season. Jonathan Salos, 13th on the board. And we talked about him yesterday in CCRS. Cam Smith, 14th on the board. 15th on the board, Jarrett Gravoy. And 16th on the board is Nicholas Justice. 17th on the board, Tala Aziz. Then Thomas Rosenthal, Joshua Clemens, and Neil Gallagher round out our top 20. Not a lot to say about those guys. They haven't really been up front much, unfortunately. Josh has been showing some speed, and Neil Gallagher, your points leader in CCRS, and has also been doing pretty well in CCRS with a win at Bridgehampton recently. Neil Gallagher, Thomas Rosenthal, we'll see how he does tonight. It's Daytona. Might be one of his strong suits. We'll find out. Other than that, that's all I got to mention for NARL standings. And again, yesterday, CCRS, I guess I'll bring that up real quick since it's relevant. It was a good race yesterday. Kyle Watts ended up winning yesterday at Pikes Peak. And he's going to run it again today. And potentially try to go back-to-back for Caesars Leagues. So we'll see how that works out for him. I see some guys practicing here. Draft is going to be a thing. Chassis 1, you're not going to see a whole lot of big runs. It's going to mostly be just like we've seen at Talladega. Just this time it's Daytona. And also, we're under the lights for this one. Like I had mentioned before, 48 laps and to a gallon of gas, probably about 19 laps, so I'm assuming this is going to be a two-stopper. I highly doubt it'll go green, though, long enough for us to see any pit strategy whatsoever. But I do think we'll see enough strategy to the point where you got to time when you pit and see where it puts you at the end of this race, and that's going to be crucial for the finish. Whether it's a wreckfest or not, it's going to be crucial on where you put yourself. And you definitely want to be up front whenever you can to lead laps, but you also don't want to cost yourself that much needed track position when the time comes. So that's going to be one of those things I feel like for this race. We've seen plate tracks, usually you got interesting guys on the board for the last fastest lap, just dependent on the draft. Cam Smith currently topped the board right now with a 47.6. It's a pretty solid draft lap. I'm mixing my words already. We're not even landing lap 1. Got Kenny Campos behind him, I'm pretty sure, in that 66. And Colby Brown doing their ever so violent middle finger every once in a while. Yeah, Cam Smith currently topped the board right now with that 47.6. Colton Kalovich in that number 22. I believe this, I don't know if this is a new paint scheme or not, but I seen him posted in the showroom. Very nice looking car. Then we were just talking about Cole Rodriguez there in the 91. Finished second at Talladega. And like I said, 4th on the board in points. He'll be one to watch, I think, for towards the end of the season. I don't know if he'll have enough to show up for the points battle, for the points championship, but he might get himself into a good spot for this season's standings nonetheless. He's definitely shown a lot of consistency. Joshua Clements, he's also at the tail end of the points board. He's, I don't think he's ran much. He hasn't ran the full schedule, but good driver, especially these plate tracks. Expect him to be up front. Season 12, I want to say. Season 12, Daytona winner, if I am not mistaken. And barely lost in season 11 to Keith Hughes. And right now, just going around the track, looking at drivers we can talk about. Jelani Howell in the 19, they've shown some. There are, I'm trying to speak. but I keep walking over myself when I'm talking. But basically, Jelani Howell, Super Speedways is their bread and butter. They've gotten some wins at Super Speedways and CSCA. I don't believe they've gotten one here in NARL yet. DSRA as well, and they've won in DSRA as well as Super Speedway, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't have proof of that, but I was just assuming. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they'll do tonight in that 19 car. We've seen them at, I think we've seen them at Talladega as well, so keep an eye on them. Sebastian Amaya, he's had a lackluster season here in NARL. Yesterday hit the pit wall in CCRS. Hopefully he has a better night tonight. We're talking about Neil Gallagher, tail end of the top 20 points board. I'm not sure if he's going to be running this race purely to stay on the points board or if he's actually just doing it for the heck of it. We'll see. Yep. Undeniable. In NARL anyway, every time you see that green car with a pull ball number on the side, that's Neil Gallagher. When you go into CCRS, you're going to have to play Russian roulette to decide whether it's Neil Gallagher or Gerson Muyong. And you got Gino Bononi, second in points. And that target car, Las Vegas winner, holding on pretty strong here. Look nice under the lights. Cameron Jamison, the league owner, the 38. Brandon Beal, we were just talking about how he was 9th in point, or I think it was 8th in points. Yeah, he's had some pretty solid runs lately. Unfortunately, he's had some run-ins, but we will see how that fares for him tonight. And that number 33 JetBlue car, right behind him, Keith Hughes. He is one of the Super Speedway masters, you could say. One of the leagues we don't talk about a lot. Oh, Neil Gallagher, a little bit of shenanigans up there. But one of the leagues we don't talk about a lot is Mondays of Thunder. He's a champion in there, and one of the guys you expect to be up front in there almost every race. Very consistent, very good at his craft. And tonight, he's probably going to cook something else for here tonight as well, as NARL and Super Speedways is good for him, I believe, in terms of consistency, as he's almost always up front at these tracks, especially towards the end. I think specifically towards the end here in NARL, but he has his own way of doing things, and he's made it work. Also, season 3? No, season 2. No. It was season 3. Nurse Car champion. But I highly doubt anyone follows that league. Let's see. Is there anyone on the track I can... There's Thomas Troxel. He's a very bright prospect. Cam Smith, we already yapped about him. Keith Hughes is, I don't know if he's organizing a pit party or if he's typing in the chat or what. Here's Harry Crawford. Haven't seen him in a minute. I think he raced last week at Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. Had some issues. I think he had to stay towards the back most of it. I am a little concerned that may be the case again today. Is again, the latency between where he's from and the United States is got a bit of a gap. Australia, so hopefully his connection with the latency will be okay enough to race with these guys tonight and not cause any issues. Steph Thomas, we were talking about him in the standings. He's had a pretty solid season so far. The past couple seasons have been pretty solid. Nothing too showy. He's been under the radar. He's been very consistent. Hasn't caused any wrecks from what I've seen. Very solid driver. We'll see how he does tonight here in Daytona. Thomas Rosenthal, we were just talking about him, just being in the back half of the standings. Has the ugliest car on the track. Josh Clements. I think we already talked about Josh Clements, but yeah, he's very consistent.
Time for the race to start. I am going to roll back the server so that the triple digits can stop being triple digits.
Third boss man. Back server. Everyone get their numbers done right. I think Jerry was getting his number done correct. I believe Tala.
And if anyone else wants to change out their cars, now's the time to do it too.
I believe Tala Aziz was using Jerry's number 86 for ISCC, which is a league that also runs this mod. It runs Sunday nights just before DSRA, run by Crystal Bennett. So he had to change that car back to his usual 14 car that he runs here in NARL.
Waiting on one more person to get back in. We will go back to practice for the time being, though.
Back to practice, and I gotta reset up my cameras. Yay! Cameras! My favorite. Y'all even hear me? Shoot, let me check that actually. Y'all hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me through this. Okay. Just reset up my cameras, cause server back up, go burr.
We have not hit the server limit today, so everyone can participate without being forced to qualify.
Alright. Well, I was in the middle of going through people, but I'm
It is
sure I can do that.
qualifying time, so good luck.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do that during the race, during happy hour, whatevs. Just go through the rest of the field, because we got a pretty big field tonight. 34 in the server when I last checked, but we don't have a full field quite. And I know we did have issues in the IFAR race where the cars weren't showing up. Basically, I was a little concerned about how my game would run with having all cars showing up in my drawing distance, so I have since changed that to show, I believe, 40 cars in my drawing distance, and that should be the full field for tonight's race. And hopefully my game don't crash with that. And again, you can hear the race control as I am a single guy in the booth for this one. I don't think anyone was wanting to do it. I didn't exactly ask anybody if they wanted to, but yeah, we will see how that goes. Anyways, qualifying here at Daytona, and this will set the field. Again, I believe we have, shoot, he's got about 40 drivers online. That is pretty dang close to a full field, but not quite. Not quite. Very close. About as close as you can get without being there, I guess you could say. 42 is the full limit. I count as the 42nd, so technically the cap would be... Well, actually, no. Technically the cap would be 40. As the server. Right.
Okay, I am going to restart qualifying just because I am going to remind everyone, don't speed on pit road. It will disqualify you.
Oh, that and I didn't get out of my car. Yeah,
Drivers, to your cars.
might be a little suboptimal. Speeding on pit road is very suboptimal. I might check your speed limit before going full speed, but you know, you gotta get every little bit of tenth you can out of that time, and sometimes people go a little too hard on it. Speed down pit road, but that's just all in the fun of it. In qualifying, so not really a lot to go through during this point in time. I already went through all the stuff at the beginning of the broadcast. You wanna go back and check that out. Like I said, tomorrow we might be doing the Daytona 60 in terms of broadcasting. First Assetto special event, if I actually am able to do that. So far it looks like that's going to be the case, that I will be able to, but seeing that I'm not prepared whatsoever for it, I'm ready for some hiccups in that department. And then Sunday, DSRA goes to, frick, I don't know where they're going. Oh, Nashville Fairgrounds. This Sunday, DSRA, 10 o'clock Eastern. I'll probably start the broadcast around 10 Eastern or something of that nature. Might start a little earlier though, just because it's Nashville. It's a short track, get that stuff through pretty quick. And that is the weekend for this. And we did CCRS yesterday, went pretty smoothly. Green the whole way yesterday. Kyle Watson ended up in victory lane after Gino Bononi dominated the first half. And tonight, Daytona. See what happens, and then tomorrow, like I said, and then Sunday, like I said, so that'll be interesting. And then Thursday is CCRS goes to Evergreen, and that's when we'll be back for next week. Your first times on the board. These will probably not be your pole times, as usually the second lap is the quickest lap of this track, unless someone's using an EXE. I say that so confidently. I don't know. Maybe there's something else to it. But first lap's on the board right now. We will see how these stick towards the last laps. Again, I did get in and out of my car. When you're not racing, be sure to get in and out of your car to make sure that people aren't waiting all day. That, or if you're not qualifying, just make sure to get in and out of your car. That way people don't gotta wait till the roads in Texas get fixed to do that. See those times shuffling on the board. More faster times incoming with that second lap for a lot of these guys. No D&Qs tonight. Everyone's making the field for this one. Well, most people that came in late. If you came in late, should have not came in late. Honestly, that's the best I can tell you. Or I say come in late, but like come in like right before qualify. I mean, like, brother, I get it's Daytona, but man, at least show some love. Alright, as it stands, granted it's not over till it's over, but as it stands, it looks like Josh Clemens, Keith Hughes, front row. Where have I seen this before? Last time we raced here, I think. And they finished that way too, and we'll see how that goes for tonight as well. Also keep an eye on our points leaders day, see how they square up for this one, because you gotta remember there's drop races as well. If they have a bad race, that's aight. There's 3 drop races for those guys if they have a bad race, but you want to be very consistent to hold on to what you can. But not really coming down to the drop races just yet. It's only race 7. I'm pretty sure it's race 7. But now it's time for happy hour, and I can go ramble about random people now. People that haven't rambled out yet. Connor Spradling, number 16. Can't really think of anything, be dead honest with you. He's been I think he ran last season. I think it was last season he ran. I think he ran close to the full season. He had a pretty solid season. I mean, not like great, but it was like solid enough. Kenny Campos. I mean, you talked about him briefly, but number 66. Racing tonight. We'll see how he does. Bryson. He led some laps at Indianapolis after staying out on strategy. That was a few weeks back. We'll see how he does tonight. Sebastian May, we already talked about him in the practice. Cole Kalovich, we already talked about him in practice. Harry Crawford. Hudson Davis. I mean, dead real? I haven't seen this name a whole lot. I believe I've seen, personally speaking, I believe I've seen them race in Kezcar last week at Indianapolis in Kezcar, but can't say I've seen them race here in NARL before, so I think they're a new face. We'll see how they do tonight. That number 85. Blake McKenna, haven't talked about him yet. See how he does tonight. Number 15 always runs that iconic number 15 car. I say iconic, but he runs it. He's ran it like every race I've seen him race. He's ran that car. Undenying who is in it, unless someone steals his car. Kyle Watts. Karen McKellareth is doing things on pit road, but Kyle Watts, he's been consistent, man. I've said it a lot of times. This man is just unstoppable. He is fast, he's quick, and he's good at it. Sometimes he has some off days, but overall, he's the real thing. Kieran McKellareth, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's how I hear Kez pronouncing it in Kezcar. I don't actually know how it's pronounced, but he's making the start tonight. We'll see how he does. Kalovich, we were talking about him. Kim Smith, Buddy, Sebastian, Colrod. I think we talked about Colrod. Kenneth Miller, he's I think he ran at Kansas. I think he had a good. I don't remember. be that honest with you, but we'll see how he does tonight from that 32. Sebastian Amaya doing burnouts in the infield. Hopefully he does not hit any spectators. He is yeah, burnouts right in front of the fans, literally. Oh, that's a nice camera angle. Holy, that's that's TV2. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Oh well, we'll roll TV2 for a bit. Cole Mather in the we'll do that in the race. Cole Mather in the 47, cheese ball machine. Can't think of anything to say, but we'll see how he does tonight. Bill Parker in the number 9. Carl Childress in the number 88. We talk about Roman Gonzalez. I think he's making the first starts here in NARL. I think I want to say Iowa was his first actual start. It might have been before that, but he's been making himself known here in this league, and so far, you know, he hasn't gotten anything bad. I don't think so. Oh, Bryson. Oh, Bryson. I cut away from that accidentally. Holy. Hard lick. See what happened. To be honest with you, I don't know what the plan was, but regardless, it happened, and that was a silly flip. We ball. All right, let's see what else we got. I think we already talked about Jelani.
Right, it is race time.
Heard the man. It's time to get those cars on the road, and well, it's not really a road, but it's a racetrack. Get the
Right,
gist.
rules for the race are that if we need restarts, we will have them. I will announce them when they happen. To bring out a caution, it has to be a multi-car wreck. No worries about single car spin counters here, since it's a super speedway.
Yes,
When we're about to
finally.
go green on a caution, I'll call quiet zone where nobody can type in chat, and then control where it's up to the leader to type green into chat before we cross the start-finish line. I should also mention for cautions, when I do call a caution, the field is frozen. There will be no racing back to the line, and when we are pacing under caution, I expect everyone to maintain a roughly 1 car length gap between cars. With that gap, you will be able to slow down if there are any sudden emergencies in front of you. If you are still not able to manage that, I will be disappointed and let you know afterwards. So just be careful. 50 laps, good luck.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pace car's a little eepy today, it looks like. I don't know exactly how many cars we got, but I'm assuming around 39 to 40 cars tonight. This Daytona. Under the lights here for NARL. Keith Hughes, Josh Clements on your front row. Coming off turn 4 to get this thing started, the pace car. I don't know if it's going to make a hard left turn or if it's going to just ease in there. I'm not going to elaborate on that, actually. We're going to get this thing started. 48 laps here tonight. And coming to the front straightaway. Green flag in the air here at Daytona. Good start there from Joshua Clements. But I think Keith holding on the top. The question is, how will the lines organize, or actually, will we even get like through the lap? I'm actually more worried about, funnily enough. Regardless, still questions I do want to raise is which lane will be more powerful than the other, and when do you time your runs? Coming off turn 4 to complete the first lap, Trevor Davis is going to go on the apron briefly, but Josh Clements is going to lead lap 1. Field's still trying to figure out what lane is going to be the one they're going to prefer for the first half of this race. For the most part, the bottom seems to be the one to prevail. Top 7 has pulled ahead on the bottom line. Top side only has 5 cars on it at the moment. Led by the outside pole sitter Keith Hughes. Everyone scrambling to get to the bottom at this point, train their way through this fuel run, I'd imagine. Trying to survive. But you got 5 cars up here, just making it work. Some guys in the back there trying to show their way up here. I think I seen the 77 of Lorenzo Enterovic back there, potentially trying to make something happen. See, there's Colby Brown. He's going to try to pull up in front of that 82, potentially trying to make some ground. But again, I don't think this top line is organized at all, and it's right now a losing battle to stay on it. Some guys in the back obviously trying to gain some ground, but currently nothing big in terms of positions being gained back there, I don't think. Trevor Davis again peaks to the bottom. And now Noah Dagenhart has went to the bottom along with Colby Brown, leaving Keith Hughes by himself along with the 2 cams and I think that's Tate Dorsey in the 90s something. I think that's Tate Dorsey in the 96. Trying to make it work up top. And back there, a little bit further back, is Cameron McElreath and a little bit of work from Tate Dorsey. And Neil Gallagher going with Kenny Campos and Sebastian Amaya on the top line. And I think Tate Dorsey has had some opportunities to go to the bottom, but has decided against it. He wants to try to get this top line going on. It's obviously not going to work right now, but maybe a little bit later in this run, by maybe a lap or 2, maybe longer, it'll start working. These guys aren't losing a whole huge amount of ground. They're losing ground, but they're not losing it at a huge, like, pace, like you would see in Chassis 3 or Chassis or CTS physics. Seeing Jelani Howell potentially try to go up there to the top, but ultimately stays on the bottom. And now it's just Neil Gallagher back there on the top. Cameron McElreath has left that top line further in the back. And then Kenny Campos, currently the last running car on the top. Brandon Beal has also fallen back a bit. For a reason, I don't know. Let's check the chat just to see. Not seeing anything from the 33. So they probably going to lose the draft in that 33 car. Brandon Beal, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he is currently the last running car. Do want to mention, 5 laps in, every single car that started this race is on the lead lap. Impressive. So far, it's a front runaway train led by Joshua Clements. I just butchered his first name. Wow, I feel horrible. Alright, Kyle Watson second, Cole Rodriguez third, Gino Bononi in fourth, and then Trevor... Dude, hold up, that's not right. That's not right. Something's not right. You know what? I was saying Trevor Davis was going to the bottom this whole time because he ran a Dr. Pepper one time. He's in this car. I think he lended Chris Bowes his car, and I got it mixed up. Apologies for that. I feel bad. Speaking of that top line again, they're still trying to just make something work up here. It's been so inconsistent. It's holding on. It's not gaining any spots, but it's holding on a little bit here, trying to stay aside with Bryson Miller and Jelani Howell. Oh, wreck in the front. Cole Mather. Oh, they're wrecking big. Somebody just wrecked out the track. I think Cole Mather. Oh, did he actually? Okay, no, that was just a warp. Caution is out.
Pits are closed. Pace speed 55.
We'll see what happened there. 47 went around on us. And briefly, out of the track. First wreck of the night, lap 7. I think we've seen this at Talladega. Yeah, warped outside the track. I think everyone was checking up on the bottom. Yeah, everyone was checking up on the bottom. And some guys weren't ready for it. Briefly warped out of the track. And rejoined right there. Fortunately, it didn't get into anybody too bad. Look at Hudson Davis. See how he got through that. Right in front of the guys on the top line, mind you. So that top lane, I don't know if anyone got any race ending damage, but that definitely threw a wrench into things. Also, big break for Brandon Beal. He is no longer out of the draft. Happened to Keith Hughes.
Pits are open this time.
Or actually, see what's happened. Let's see what happened to him. Let's take a look at his onboard through this one. Alright, so waiting from the 82. Let's go back live. Not sure what happened to the 82. I think he fell out. I'm not sure if that's planned or not, but regardless, he's out of serve. Now the question now is, do you pit? Do you stay out? Could see some crazy strategy of staying out, but honestly, I think most of these guys are going to pit. I don't think anybody stayed out for this one. Everybody going down pit road, make sure they can make it to the next session. I don't think nobody can make it to the end at this point. It's only lap 8 or lap 9, but yeah, nobody's making it to the end. But you also don't want to be that one guy that has to pit during green flag stops. Everybody going for gas and goes. Josh Clements comes out on top. Gino Bononi takes. I think he had third. It looks like Chris Bowes on pit road having some issues in that 8 car, along with Sebastian Amaya. It happened to Chris. So he was coming out of his stall. And Hudson Davis also trying to enter his stall.
Black flag cars to the back, so that would be 15. If there's anyone else, type it in chat so I can send it back.
And yeah, black backs right into Sebastian. Ooh, big hit for the 13. Not sure if that. I'm not sure how that would. Oh, Jerry Cook also spun out the exit of pit road along with Thomas Trucks. I don't know what Thomas Trucks is doing actually. I think he's just being silly. What's happening to Jerry though on the exit of pit road? Well, yeah, he was already in the back. Didn't lose any spots from this, but oh yeah, got in the grass, spun him around. In that case, might as well roll out backwards and get Kyle Busch. Oh boy, want to see
We should be able
Beal's
to
roof
win
came
this
of that.
time, so everyone getting 1 car length gaps.
Holy. I mean, you're talking about 1 car length gaps. I didn't see any there, but holy, that was scary for that 33, I'd imagine. He actually made quite a few spots on pit road, that 33 car did, despite missing the falling out of the draft. But regardless, lead stays the same. Josh Clements. We're going green this time, I believe. They're exiting 2 or 4. I don't know. They're exiting. That still doesn't tell me anything. Still doesn't tell me anything.
Quiet zone.
Well, that tells me something.
Control.
Green flag back in the air here at Daytona, lap 10. Check the chat, just make sure I don't got nothing goofy. That's just Mr. Clemens calling the green. And getting some gaps in the back. We'll go spectator with us just to see. I actually don't think that helps anything, funny enough. Well, might towards the back here. A lot of guys getting separated pretty quick. A lot of guys did not get a great start. Stacks up the field a ton. And unfortunately, a lot of those guys aren't going to be able to catch I can't speak. I can't catch their specific drafts. And it looks like the 82 of Keith Hughes and Tate Dorsey in the 96 have retired from the race. I know Keith was not involved in that wreck, but I think he just didn't want to do this. On a money shift or something, I'm not sure. And Tate might have probably gotten involved. I hear some spinning. Noah Degenhart. Single car. And they don't have spin counters, so this is not ideal. Let's see what happened. Looks like a bumper grab from the 00. Knocked that 87 right into the grass. Fortunately, didn't hit anyone else, but unfortunately, our points leader is out of the draft right now. Top split is kind of separated right now. Got a couple guys up top trying to make something work. Gino Bononi, Colby Brown a little bit further back from those guys. Regardless, hey, hold on. Got Jarrett Roy leading that second two-car, I wouldn't even say tandem, they're just driving back there. So Gino's going to sneak his way in between. Tall as is. Colby Brown, obviously last car in the pack. He does not want to check up for these guys. He wants to see someone try to come up behind, or not come up, but like try to go over to that top line, try to make something work. Gino Bononi is doing that. Colby Brown, he wants to be with that. The draft is, again, this is a chance he won. It can only go so strong. And Gino, he's also risking track position making these moves. But the reward is some positions potentially. And Gino Bononi once again fouls into the line. And again, Jarrett Roy leading that second now as a pack as Brandon Beal has caught up. Phil Parker tried making that top line work. He's currently going to fall back some after trying that out. Kenneth Miller back there, kind of in his own league, in the middle of these guys. And you got pretty much Jarrett Roy, I believe, just outside the top 10 with Brandon Beal, Thomas Strox, Carl Childress, Chris Bowes, Steph Thomas, and Phil Parker. Tall as is has moved to that top line in this first pack, along with Colby Brown and Gino Bononi. Again, you got a strong pack of cars. 7 cars on the bottom, 3 on the top. Math ain't mathin'. Colton Kalovich, he's going to just fall in behind the 19 as these guys are still going to try to make something work. Ultimately, I think they need more cars that are willing to go up there. Most of these guys are pretty happy with where they're at right now in terms of track position and race position. Jarrett Gravoy, I think, is catching these guys. If so, not a lot, but he's going to catch them probably. Had a bad start, I think, but eventually he's going to catch these guys, especially with him going double file, trying to get that draft going. Gino Bononi really trying to get up to the front. He knows his opponent for the points lead, Noah Degenhart, is currently the last running car. He wants to go up there, lead some laps, try to gain some points, but Josh Clements has so far held the lead this entire race in that 48 car. Lonnie Howell peaking high a little bit there. Thinks better. Colton Kalovich holding his own there, right there in P, I believe 7? Yeah, P7 for that 22. And they go single file once more. Phil Parker still holding on. Kenneth Miller is falling back along with Chris Bowes and Steph Thomas. Just a big field, very spread out. Kenneth Miller all on his own. That second pack has not caught him at all. With Jerry Cook and Nico Servideo. Granted, actually, as I say that, they're starting to catch him, but very slowly. And it looks like they're just going to go around him. It doesn't look like they plan on working with him. And do exactly that. This pack looks pretty strong. I think they're probably going to catch Gravois' pack here soon, along with Chris Bowes, Phil Parker. As I say that, it looks like Gravois' pack has caught the main pack, and a little bit of a split between Kalovich and Jelani Howell as Juno Benoni and Tala is on the top line trying to make something work. Carl Childress also peeking high to see if he can make something work, but folds behind Thomas Troxel for now. Juno Benoni still trying to make that top work as Tala is now gets left to dry as nobody's on that top line now. Jarrett Gravois has caught up, and Tala is goes right behind him, and now Brandon Beal, Thomas Troxel, Carl Childress, and Phil Parker have joined this main pack, bringing it from what it was 10 cars to now pretty much 15 cars. And Chris Bowes and Steph Thomas now getting chopped off by the other main pack. There's two main packs. It was the main pack in the front. Now we got a main pack in the back, and that back main pack is just doing rollovers between the cars they're passing, and they roll back and fall behind to join the draft. Assume they join the draft. One car a lap down, so 30. I believe that's Roman Gonzalez. He's having a rough race. Not sure what happened to him. He might have fell out or something. Didn't see anything happen to him. I think he might have just... I really don't know. Jelani, or not Jelani, Noah Degenhart. Can't get my words together, man. So sorry. But they are currently the last car on the lead lap after spinning out earlier and are now out of the draft. And they're about to go lap down here before too long. But more shuffling in the back of this main pack. Tolas is once again trying the top with Thomas Troxel, Juno Benoni. Phil Parker's also showing his way up there. It's been a lot of shuffling for these guys in the back of this main pack, trying to make something work and go to the front. But so far, not enough takers. A lot of these guys are pretty happy with where they're at position-wise, especially the guys top 5, top 7. They haven't budged. Well, spoke too soon. Colton Kalovich just moved to the top. Only 3 cars, though. That might just be a free spot for Jelani, depending on what these guys do. Everyone else pretty pleased to punch with their track position right now. There's a gap for Kalovich right now if he wants to leave this, but so far he's sticking with it. But it's only 3 cars right now. No one else has joined this top line. Colby Brown trying to close that gap on the bottom. Looks like he does so. Next gap be Jarrett Gravois. See Noah Degenhart up there on the top.
Caution's up.
Down, and the caution has been thrown. Noah has been saved.
Peak speed 55.
Big break for the 87. They were about to go a lap down. The caution came out. What happened? I believe Nico Servideo might have been involved in this one. Kenneth Miller, most likely. Let's see what happened. Yep. Let's see what happened to Kenneth Miller. Got loose. I don't know if that was a bit of bump grab or not. Really nice slow up from the 87, or from the 27. He gets plowed, unfortunately. Somewhere the 13 got involved in something. '77 just straight up. Oh my! Did not break for that.
Pits will be open this time. Lucky Dog goes to the 30 car.
Big break for Roman Gonzalez. I think
So
something
30
back.
car, you can pit with us. You'll just be starting at the back of the line.
I'm not sure what happened to Maya. I don't know if they were just I would understand if they were calling it quits, but I don't know what they were doing there, honestly. They might have had something come up or something, if I had to guess. Something happened to Sir Video. I do want to see. It was this lap too. So when I cut away, it looks like something happened. Oh, he blinked out. And then ended up on the front straight, and that cost him a bunch of time. Well, his internet's doing better now, hopefully. Let's go back to pit lane 1, see how these pit stops are going. I imagine everyone going for fuel only. I highly doubt we see a lot of tires being put on these cars. Great pit stop for Clements, Watts, Rodriguez, Davis crashing in the back. Gino Bononi has crashed, along with Jelani Howell and someone else. Crawford rounds out the top 5. Pit road has been a disaster class today, and I think Noah Degenhart is backwards stuck on pit road after
19 to the back.
getting that lucky break of that caution. Let's see what happened. I don't know where it started, but it's disrupted the lead pack big time. See, Jelani came out. Crawford had a rough exit. Noah wasn't ready for it. Neither was Jelani, and then Gino got hit while Harry was trying to get out of there. Unfortunate turn of events. There is Noah. Finally, I believe, goes to pit road. Not pleased with that 95 car of Harry Crawford. Imagine the boots are a bit rusty for him. He hasn't raced a whole lot lately. But he swept the helmet off and raced last week, and he's back this week. His
30 is going to be in front of the 19. The 19 got a black flag.
Internet hasn't been too bad for that 95 car so far today, and they're currently running up front, but that was a rough pit road incident. Might make things a little salty towards the end of this, we'll see. 30 and 19 to the back. I think the 19, I don't know if they sped or not, but they got wrecked on pit road anyway, so yeah, rough pit stop for the 19 and the 87. The 19 actually was up front in the top 10. Roman Gonzalez, he just got his lap back, so he's going to try to get this thing back going. A lot of checkups on the pacing.
We are having pacing trouble, it would seem, so pits are going to be open this next time by as well.
I'm to the 77. That was weird. I think the 8 was warping, wisely went up. 77.
So going green next time by, not this time by.
Not entirely sure what happened to the 77. Pit road has been reopened. This, I honestly don't think would be a bad idea to pit again here. I'm being dead honest. Could see some guys, definitely some guys in the back try to pit again here. Heck, even some guys in the front potentially. But realistically speaking, not a lot. A lot of these guys like the track position. I don't think anyone can make it to the end from here, so. But still some guys going for it anyway, especially guys in the back. Noah Degenhart, Cole Mather, and Kenny Campos. Chat's in the chat. Looks like some wheel troubles for that 77 might be why they were swerving a little bit, so hopefully that doesn't reoccur for that 77 Lorenzo Edorovic.
So, go ahead and get your 1 car length gaps now so there won't be any big shocking surprises for getting them later. So, get your spots now.
Big shocking surprises, yeah. And I think 1 car gaps, and you just got to be ready for guys that aren't going to have a good start. There's going to be some guys that just don't start up as well, and you got to be ready for that. But so far, I think Josh Clemens, I know, Josh Clemens has dominated this thing so far. Started pole, he's been leading ever since. We're supposedly going to go green this time. I know that start got waved off due to some pacing issues. Everyone advised to leave at least a 1 car gap. So far, not seeing a lot of those, but maybe that's just perception of the fact that I'm in the TV game. These guys are going pretty slow. Pace speed's 55. Dang, okay. A bit low, but I guess whatever it takes to get a clean start going. But whatever rude awakenings we have on this start, hopefully they are not met with any wall hits or flips. Seen those before. I know how the story ends. Been there, done that. suppose we restart in spectator cam. This looks like a pretty solid camera.
Going green this time, quiet zone.
I just realized there's a official in the Sunoco sign. I believe control was given.
Control.
Now it's given. Green flag back in the air for Daytona. Lap 24. Karen McElreath complaining about it being late. Womp womp. Jerry Cook further back, trying to make a second line already. A little bit of jitters, I think that's server. Brandon Beal also going high along Phil Parker and potentially Thomas Troxel. We'll see if that commits or not. Brandon Beal leads the line on the top, joins Jerry Cook and Gino Bononi. Thinks better of it, goes back to the bottom. Tolez also joins that top line. Again, not a lot of takers up there right now. A lot of these guys that are up front are really just content with their position right now. Colton Kalovich also goes to the top now. He's been up front most of this race so far. He's kept it clean, just kept himself in that track position. I think he got a decent qualifying session and has kept his car up front most of the race. Oh, Colby Brown goes high. Thought he was going to hit the wall there for a second. Blake Kinnon also goes to the top line, and now the top line, well, spoke too soon on that. I was going to say the top line outnumbers the bottom, but Colby Brown thought better. We'll see if this top line can finally do something, as now they have the numbers. Granted, not bigger than the bottom line, but they have numbers now. It depends on how weak that bottom is compared to the top. Looks like we had something happen up front a little bit ago. I didn't hear anything from race control, so no concern. If I had to guess, might have been the 4 and the 66, potentially the 47 as well, involved in that. Maybe the 30, but I don't know. I didn't hear anything from race control about a yellow. Or actually, let's go ahead and look at that, since it looks like they're not going to do anything with this. This probably would have been a caution. Looks like Kenny got in the back of the 30. 30 saved it. 47 had to back out for it. Unfortunate turn of events. Kenny going to pit road now. Back to the front. Shake and Bake is still on. But again, the top line, it's got numbers. It's got the most it's had all night. Just a lot of guys really content with that position on the bottom. That, or they feel like they can take some spots from these guys up on the top line. A lot of risks not wanting to be taken right now. And honestly, I don't blame them. It's only lap 28. I believe they have to pit one more time. I just don't know when, because I think it was like lap 24, was it, they pit? or yeah, no, lap 20, lap 24. Some of these guys lap 24. We'll say lap 23 because I think that's what it was. And we got 19 laps on a tank, so it's like 40. I'll just say 41, 42. That's when they can make it to. This race is 48 laps. They're not gonna make it to the end. Pretty sure, unless they're able to save enough gas, or maybe I read something wrong. But regardless, that wreck that happened in the back, I'm not sure if that just was counted as spins or something else. Phil Parker, huh? Something happened to Phil.
These have all been single cars so far, so still green.
Big wreck for Phil. I think that was bumper grab. Yeah, bumper grabbed off the 88. Held the brakes pretty good. Kept off the wall best he could, though. I don't know if that... I mean, he slowed it up pretty good, but I don't know if it's enough. He had called the tow truck for that 9 car. That'll probably end any chance they had a good finish tonight. Unfortunately, they were running up on that front pack as well. But it's been just... That's the wrong car. But it's been a bunch of just trying to hold on for this top line. A little bit of a check up on the bottom, potentially try to get a run here. But it's been just they've been holding on. They haven't been making a lot of ground. They did make some ground there on Harry Crawford, but he made a mistake on the bottom line. Checked it up some. Def Tom's trying to get up there and bring this pack forward potentially. A little bit of server jitters. That might just be me. I'm not sure. Oh, Jerry Cook's down to the bottom, hits the 0. Holds on to it. Nice save from the 86, but unfortunately, I think Jarrett Gravois just ate crap. That was a warp right. Yeah, I think the 0 net coded into the 86. Nice save by Jerry Cook, but Jarrett Gravois, unfortunately, with his internet blinking out like that, that cost him. Stay green though. And that nice run that 0 car had going, unfortunately, ended like that due to internet problems. And Jerry, I think, lost some time though, despite that. He's still up with this front pack, but he lost a lot of time and a little bit of track position. Not a whole lot of track position, but enough to do something. That is server. That is server. And something final happens. Harry Crawford.
Caution's up. Caution's up. Field's frozen. Caution is out. Field is frozen.
Big server. Holy.
Their car's parked on turn 3. Slow down.
Goodness.
Pits are closed.
A lot happened there. Server just did not like any of that. I'm going to try to dissect this best I can with the server being all...
Pace speed 55.
Not faring too well. 47 was someone else. Okay, so it's 95, 43. I don't know. There is so much to unravel here. Server just straight up ate crap. Yeah, server. That was 100% server, not me. I don't know what I can get here, but I'll get what I can. That is just a lot of just... Whoa. Whoa, man. A lot of guys just got screwed by that. So much going on back there, holy.
Leaders are on the backstretch.
We'll have to see the full extent of that soon, but that was a huge server warp, and then Jelani Howell on the bottom now. I don't know if they're full throttling or not. They're on the brakes, not much they can do with the grass, unfortunately gets
Lucky
in the back
Dog
of
is the 77 car.
Harry Crawford. Back to live. I think the server has finally got back to itself, but good long green flag run
You were
ruined
getting
by
the Lucky
server.
Dog because you're that down, unless the server blinking out is... game disagrees right now.
Oh well. Regardless, any other retirements? I don't see any new ones, just some guys a lap down.
I'm going to be extra generous and say that all the cars that are 1 lap down right now are probably from the server blinking out, so I'm going to let you get your spots back, or keep your spots without it being a Lucky Dog, and that makes the 66 car the Lucky Dog.
Kenny Campos scored with that. And if you pit here, you can make it to the end on gas, which means this is potentially the money stop. Granted, was that our last yellow? I don't know, but this has been a pretty good race so far. That yellow was caused by not lack of smartness, but lack of internet. We did have somebody back there stay out. I don't hate the idea, but oh wait, no, that's Kenny. Never mind. He's getting a free pass. Never mind. All right, Josh Clemens stays out. Kyle Watts second, third.
So
Cole
66 is the
Rodriguez
only
and
lucky dog from this one. Everyone else, keep your spots on the track when you come out of pit road.
Colby Brown rounds out. Never mind. Colton Calvich rounds out top 5. Colby Brown P4.
10 to the back.
Thomas Troxel, he's gotten a black flag. That may have ruined his race, but he didn't have a really good one going anyway, unfortunately. A lot of stuff happened there.
The 66 car stayed out, which has put him as the leader of the pacing line because he got put on the lead lap. So leaders catch up to the 66.
Pace speed is 55. He's holding on to that all
and
right.
the 66 got a lucky dog to put him on the lead lap. So 66, you should also be dropping behind the lead pack. With that in mind, since you didn't pit, you might want to consider your fuel situation. So we will not be going green this time. We'll be going green next time by. You have time to correct your fuel situations if you need to.
$20 people watching the stream. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz if you like it. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. But like I said, tomorrow we got potentially the Daytona 60 if I get all the stuff downloaded and figured out in time. And Sunday, DSRA goes to Nashville. That rounds out our weekend after the night.
Okay, go ahead and get your 1 car length gaps.
Let's go, we haven't done TV2 on a restart yet. Let's try it.
25 to the back of the field.
Will it go well? Probably not, but we're going to do it anyway, just to see. Sometimes you got to make bad decisions just to see how it'll go. Actually, you know what? That statement's going to age like rotten flesh, so I probably won't stick with that. A lot of guys clutching. I don't hate the idea. I don't blame them one bit, because you never know when the game's lying to you. But one argument you can make, lighter fuel load, lighter car. I don't know if that's a thing in NR 2003, but I do know it's a thing in Assetto Corsa. Because I've raced Assetto Corsa, and dang, you can gain seconds if you have a lower amount of fuel. Which is kind of stupid, but I'm not going to judge. Going green this time. We're going to find out some stuff here.
Going green this time, quiet zone.
Hey, I just said that. Well, I didn't say quiet zone. But... Past the pit road.
Control.
Joshua Clements is going to lead us to the green once again here at Daytona. He's led this thing entirely so far. Nobody's challenged his lead at all. And he's got most laps led locked in. 1000%. Nobody's got him beat on that. Fastest lap, I am curious to see who has that. Looks like Thomas Rosenthal, fastest lap with a 46.7 right now. Still a little bit of racing to go. Jelani Howell quickly in the back trying to gain some more spots on that top line. Got involved in that server warp wreck, unfortunately. But doesn't work out too well. A few more guys in the back trying to beat double that. That did not take long. Gino Bononi already working with Blake and Kennan, Carl Childress, and Jerry Cook there on the top. Colby Brown, he's also up here pretty quick. More cars on the top and the bottom up here on this front pack. As Connor Spradling hasn't quite closed that gap. Trevor Davis sits quickly to the top along with Tala as is. Server jitters are still a thing right now. Question is, will the server die like it did last time? Brandon Beal joins that top line. Colby Brown leads this top line. Holding on with Culver Rodriguez there in third. Colton Kalovich there on the bottom, holding his own.
Caution's out, field's frozen.
Caution's been waived, and that changes some things up.
Pace speed 55.
We'll see what happens. Looks like Roman Gonzalez might have had an issue. Bad issue at that. Tires are still smoking. What happened in front of that? That's Chris Bowes, Harry Crawford. That might have just been internet, probably. Harry got around, Chris Bowes into the wall, right into Kenneth Miller and Roman Gonzalez. Everyone else avoids. And Roman, I think, has a tire down or something because that car was smoking pretty decently. It might actually be engine problems for that 30 car. No? No, it's just tire down or something. Wrecking for last. Yep. Everyone's favorite. And the 95 having an issue. I'm not sure. I think they got a tire down in that machine.
Pits are open.
The road is open. And I doubt there'd be a lot of takers. I think everyone can make to the end on gas. It's just going to come down to making passes at this point. Whatever bed you put yourself in is where you're going to sleep tonight. Whether you're going to sleep happy or sad, you may have already found out, but ain't over till it's over. We're going to be going green with a little less than 10 to go. The old saying, the ring's true. Josh Clemens has dominated this thing so far. Nobody's challenged him. Nobody pitting up front. But we're pretty much at this point just waiting for the green flag to recommence. Presumably, if we go green this time, we're green lap 40. It's about 9 to go, I think. Sounds about right. Check the chat. You know, I'm gonna keep my chat checks to a minimum. Some of the stuff I see in there is so out of pocket I don't know if I should show it on stream or not. But sometimes I'll check it just to see what these drivers are thinking and just to, you know, kind of get an idea what they're going through. A lot of questions still remain. Who's going to win this race? Who's going to come out on top? But so far, Josh Clemens has been the guy to beat. Has held that bottom line, has held his track position. Nobody's challenged him.
Get your 1 car length gaps.
Oh, sweet. We're already coming around to the front straight. Well, whether this is the last restart or if this is the first of many, I say first of many, no, we've already had some. If we have more than this, so be it. But ultimately, it's 10 to go. I think the level of patience is not there anymore. Point of no return is 4 to go. I'm going to try to let y'all know when that
Quite soon.
is. Can't make any promises. I'm very inconsistent with my things. A lot of checkups in the back. Not very good.
Control.
And green flag is back in the air here at Daytona. Imagine there were some checkups in the back. Not seeing anything too crazy bad. I got a spectator cam delusionally thinking it'll show me more of the cars on track, when in fact it doesn't. 3-car pull away for the first start of this lap, but usually we start seeing those big runs towards the later half of this lap specifically. It might lay another lap to make that high line work potentially again. Gino Bononi has definitely been the biggest guy to try to make that top lane work. Colby Brown quickly to the top. I think it's a bit too early, but everyone's working with it right now. More server stutters. Hopefully that does not continue. Let's go, why are we out of spectator? No wonder that looked weird. I don't like the server stutters right now. I feel like I could cause a big problem. Everybody quickly going back to the bottom with the server stutters in mind. Just wanting to survive to the end opposed to wrecking. Jerry Cook left to drive potentially. He might have found his way down to the bottom. Looks like he does, right in front of Connor Spradling. So far single file, but stutters have been a gremlin as of late. That top side has a lot more of a risk now than it ever has, because racing side by side, that is a recipe for disaster when the server's stuttering. And it's not showing too much chance of quieting down right now. Still see some guys trying to make some move to the top, but it's so much riskier now with the server stutters, unfortunately. Bobby Brown likely to get left to dry here potentially. Phil Parker in the back, he's recovered from that spin earlier. He's back on the prowl. Everybody's on the lead lap, looks like. Big stutters still. Guys in the back trying to make moves, but again, with the server being a little jittery right now. Find out. Bobby Brown gets forced to the top in the back, or not in the back, but further down. That's going to affect him negatively. He's been up front all race, unfortunately. It doesn't look like, unless someone else comes up to help him, it looks like his good run tonight is going to get ruined. I say ruined, but we'll see. Gino Bononi feeling a little bit more confident now on that top line. So far, every time he does that, he's got 4 cars behind him that join him. He's got a following. Big following at that. Holy. Almost the entire front pack. Well, I say almost the entire front pack, but a good portion of the front pack goes to the top with him. Question is it enough? Cole Rodriguez is thinking about it. Point of no return, I believe, has been reached. Anything from here is not a caution, unless that's next lap, but I'm pretty sure it's this lap. And for the first time tonight, the bottom line has been offended, and they are going to the top now. Question is, how big of an offense was it? It's Kyle Watts has been chopped out of the lead, or at least out of the top. Leader Josh Clemens holds on to it, wrecking the back. Point of return though, we stay green. It's all for nothing and nothing for all for the first time tonight. Someone not named Joshua Clemens is going to lead. Oh, and Joshua Clemens is around, right in front of the leaders. Big crash, right in the front. Unfortunate, leading all night, just with 3 to go to end up in smoke. Kyle Watts now in the lead comfortably. I say comfortably. He's got Trevor Davis and Colton Kalovich in tow. Cole Rodriguez also behind. Connor Spradling as well, and Brandon Beal, tall as is. Thomas Troxel also holding on. 2 to go next time. Cole Rod trying to go to the top. I don't know who's going to go to the top and who's not. It's going to be a question of timing your runs. Cole Rod goes high, but I don't know if anyone's going to want to join him. He's got to run by himself, though. Tall as is joins in Troxel, but I don't know if it's enough draft. 2 to go. White flag this time. White flag here at Daytona. We got that second line. The question is can they hold on? They're holding on. Tall as is Troxel into the 16. That pack's dead. Kyle Watts trying to block like crazy right now. Coming off a turn 4 for the final time. Skid marks everywhere. Your top 5 is right here. Jarrett Gravois rejoins the track right in front of the leaders. He goes back to the bottom, but Kyle Watts is going to win here at Daytona after a lackluster final few laps. Colton Kalovich, a respectable P2. And, wow, that was something. Ooh. I don't even know if I want to go back and look at those wrecks. They were just so... You already knew what happened. Jerry Cook giving a congratulation bump to Kyle Watts on the win. 3rd win of the season for Kyle. Big points day, I think. Joshua Clemens robbed, I think, after that one. Had in the bag, and then the tribal, I think either someone pushed him or server warp caused him to go around. Took out a bunch of guys. Probably going to have a wacky top 10 after this one.
Race is over.
Kyle Watts burning it down here at Daytona. Thomas Troxel giving that little congratulatory bump. Well, 2 days in a row, he's a winner. 1 CCRS yesterday, and now today, he's 1 NARL. After Joshua Clemens dominating most of the race, with 2 to go, gets involved in an accident. Kyle Watts rises to the occasion, blocks aggressively on the final lap on Colton Kalovich, and seals the deal. What a finish. Well, before I go and do the post-race interviews, which I will do just here in a second. So if you're wanting to get interviewed, be sure to join my waiting room. Otherwise, I'm not going to get you. I'm just going to kidnap people based on where they finish one at a time. Then um, so like, yeah, don't leave thinking I'm not going to interview or nothing. But yeah. All right. Here's your results. Kyle Watts P1. Bolton Kalovich with a respectable P2. Culver Rodriguez P3. P4 Trevor Davis tall as is with the top 5. Brandon Beal P6. Bryson Miller P7. P8 Thomas Rosenthal. Jerry Cook P9. Jelani Howe rounding out the top 10. Carl Childress P11. Noah Dagenhart after a lackluster day holds on to P12 over the person they were trying to hold on over in points, Gino Bononi in 13th. And then Roman Gonzalez P14, P15 Joshua Clemens, P16 Blake Kincannon, P17 is Cole Mather, then Kenneth Miller, Connor Spradling, Thomas Traxel, Harry Crawford, Hudson Davis, Cameron Jamison, Chris Bowes, Lorenzo Interovic round up the cars that are on the lead lap. Lap down car finishes Jerry Gravoy, Cameron McElreath, Buddy Campos, Steph Thomas, Cam Smith. And guys that did not finish, Colby Brown, Phil Parker, Sebastian Amaya, Nico Servideo, Neil Gallagher, Christian Vargas, Tate Dorsey, and Keith Hughes. Well, alright, let's go ahead and post-race interviews. I'm going to just keep this open and tab out for when they need to close the server. I'm going to check the Discord, make sure I didn't get pinged for something, because I got pinged for something. Might have been a ghost ping, I don't see nothing. Regardless, we're going to go and start bringing people in. Let's go ahead and see who's in my waiting room. Let's go with our winner, Kyle Watts.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Well,
oh boy,
you did it. 2 days in a
Yep.
row. Race winner. How we feeling?
great. I mean, 2 in a row can't do much better than that. I am kind of sad though that Josh wrecked, but like, you know, it is what it is. I think he came down on me, but
Yeah, I think it was server. Might have been because the server was really warping bad there.
yeah.
But it's up to post-race review. But had that not happened, did you have a specific last lap plan ready, just like for when you were going to try to take the lead from Josh?
Yeah, I wasn't, I didn't want to do it till the last lap because, like, I don't want to leave him out to dry, but, like, obviously I wanted to win. But I think, so Cole and the Shudgeon cars, they went to the top and they kind of left us. So I just went to the bottom and Josh just went to the top and I was able to get around him. And that's pretty much how that ended.
Nicely done, nonetheless. I don't got anything specific other than that. You got any other notes you might want to mention?
The top worked if you had the right cars. It's just the server warp that happened, and yeah, I think the warp and not having the right cars was a big problem.
Yeah, I also noticed the number of cars that were going up there wasn't very high as well, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got for you. Congrats on winning 2 days in a row. I don't think they're doing IFAR tomorrow. I don't know if you plan on doing any races tomorrow. I know Sunday DSRA is going to Nashville. You gonna try to win that one too? Feel confident for that one?
Short track, probably not, but we're gonna try.
All right, go for it. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Buddy was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Colruyt, how we doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm pretty good.
Pretty good. You run up front most of the race. I don't really got any specific questions. I know you held on pretty good there, finished P3. You're also doing pretty good in the standings, top 5 in the standings. Got anything you want to talk about?
Uh, Not much. I mean, yeah, I kind of agree. It was sort of, I pretty much just ran P3 the whole race, basically. I mean, it was kind of just Josh, Kyle, and me up front, and tried kind of making a move there at the end, and their outside lane kind of was working, but it just wasn't enough help for me. And then that big crash kind of set kind of the end of the race for me there. It was kind of not the best for me. So yeah, no, it was thought I had a good chance at winning there, but just not enough help.
Personally, I just how the cookie crumbles. Do you plan on racing next week?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, see where they're racing next week, actually.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't pay attention that hard.
Chicagoland. I remember that track.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't really got anything specific question-wise for you. I wish I had something better. I'm not really good at this whole interview thing, but yeah, I wish you the best for next week. Congrats on the top 3. I think that you finished second at Talladega earlier this season, so you're 2 podiums in a row for super speedways here in this league. Yeah.
Yeah, not enough though. Looking for that win still.
Yeah. You haven't gotten a win here yet, have you?
I'm still looking for it.
Hopefully it comes sooner than later. I don't got nothing else to ask, but congrats on the podium, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and good luck to all the teams doing the iRacing Daytona 24. I'm doing that as well. 2 a.m. split tonight. Let's go. So wish the best of luck to anybody who's doing that, and yeah.
Yeah, good luck to you on that. I didn't even know about that. Yeah, good luck on
Yeah,
that.
thank
for
you.
sure. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yep, see ya.
User disconnected from your channel. Buddy was moved to your channel.
Mr. Tollez is. I believe this is your first top 5 of the season?
Yeah, this is my first top 5 since season 11 Pocono, so it's been a minute since I got top 5 in this series.
Yeah, I know it was a lackluster thing down to the end of it. Were you worried about any of those crashes specifically in terms of avoiding them?
I was, when Josh got turned, entering, I think it was 2 to go or 3 to go, I got a bit worried because I was on the top, but I made it work. I didn't overcorrect the car or nothing, and I was surprised to come out like fit after all that. And then, my biggest worries were just behind me because of the fact that like how there was so much checking up. I didn't want to get pushed into another car and like initiate a wreck, because that almost happened on lap like 3 where I got pushed from another car and then they all checked up and then I almost ran into another one. But not really much to worry about because it's a super speedway. It's chassis 1 speedway racing as well, and the track is pretty like hard to pass in. So I was expecting single file for most of the day.
Yeah, I did notice it was single file for a lot of it. A lot of guys are trying that top line, and ultimately, I think
Yeah.
the top line, like, it had that ability to work if it just had more cars.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I thought it was not gonna work because every time I went to the top, I wasn't even getting draft. It felt like, I felt like I had like aero damage or something. And my car was perfectly healthy the entire race, so it kind of just was weird. And then, but you just needed like the right people. That's what like I got told. Like
Yeah.
you just need the right people there to make it work. And yeah, that did work out, I guess. After that wreck, I was trying to work with Troxel and Cole to see if we could get up there. But then, I guess on Troxel's end, I warped because I thought I checked up and I bumper grabbed, like he bumper grabbed off of me. But from what I got told, it was just warped from the server or something, which caused him to wreck, and that kind of just killed our run there.
Yeah, unfortunate, but hey, top 5. I don't think you can complain with that. But
Yeah, I'm really happy with how the season's going so far. I like this is my 3rd top 10 of the season, and I've been the last 2 seasons prior. I get 2 top 10s, and they always came in the last 2 races of the season. So it's nice to actually be getting top 10s like midway through the season and actually not be like losing so much like good finishes because of mistakes I make.
Well, I don't got any other specific questions for you. You got any last comments before I let you go?
No, it's just I'm happy with how today went, despite the lackluster racing. But
Yeah, it was better than Talladega.
yeah, I get to actually. Yeah, we got done way before Talladega. I think a lot of when we were at Talladega, we were still like barely halfway done with the race, or something like that, or like at 20 laps to go at this point. So I'm happy with that. I can actually go do stuff and not slowly lose brain cells over whatever the heck's going on over there. So yeah, I cannot wait for the next race, which I think that's I need to check what that
Chicagoland.
next race is. Ooh, Chicagoland. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Last time I went there, it was not the greatest, but that was also because I kept like pushing too hard and also hitting the bumps and stuff. So, I think I can do better there that time.
All right. Well, congratulations on the top 5, and hopefully you do
Thank
well
you.
next week.
All right, thank you, man. Take care.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
Well, that is it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. We will not be back for IFAR tomorrow. We might be back for the Daytona 60 tomorrow. I still say might because again, I haven't prepared for that whatsoever. Sunday, DSRA goes to Nashville. Kyle Watt's going to try to go 3 league race wins in a weekend. He's done 2 league race weekends and 2 championships in a weekend already. He's going to try to keep that streak going. Insane run by Watts this weekend so far. Again, I'm not the best at interviews, but I try my best to keep everyone included as I can. Like I said, KT won't be back for NARL. He will be back for CCRS from what he said, so hopefully that works itself out. Other than that, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you for the